So I'm gonna make this a quick video because I did a whole nother one that was like almost 35 minutes and my phone was like chop my shit up and I didn't want to have to go and edit it, even though I really could probably easily edit it together. I didn't want to have to do that. Um so I'm gonna do this conversation a little different. First of all, first of all, this is about the Zach backcourt. I the other video I kind of went into depth on the backcourts and what their experiences were with the front office. I'm not going to do that. Instead, what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to list a couple of backcourts that I'm going to give the utmost respect to and say they're better. If you disagree, that's fine. Let me say this: Bulls backcourt should be top 25% in the league. Top 25 would be like 7.50, which means we'll just go either way and say 7 or 8th in the league. Own up. I will say this: there's no way in hell they're top 5. No way in hell. You got to give credit to other backcourts before them. I'm going to fuck with y'all because there's going to be one backcourt I'm going to definitely put in front of them, and y'all are going to be like, no way. But I'm going to explain why. You might not agree, and that's fine. This is my personal opinion. If you disagree, you can give me whatever else the fuck you want to give me. That's fine. I'm not going to list all the backcourts. There's going to be some good ones I'm going to leave out. For sure. Like the Jazz. I'm not putting them in this list. And I honestly think they're heavily overrated. I'm not going to get into that. I don't like the Jazz's backcourt of Donovan and Conley. So, yes, there'll be some good ones that everybody else value highly that I don't. This is simply my list, and this is what I think that they're going to have to contend with. First of all, thinking about this, initially, I didn't think there was as many backcourts that were going to be good, but I had to think about it. I was like, there's some good ass backcourts this year. Backcourt play is going to be a monster. Like, you might not get a break all year unless you play certain teams, because even the bad ones like Darius Garland and Colin Sexton can still go put points on your ass. And then you got backcourts like Minnesota, which has Edwards and Russell, and they can put points on your ass. There aren't too many where they're just like, not good. And I think even Orlando, I know Markel Fultz got hurt and they got Cole, I think. And I don't know who the guy they drafted his name is. Is it Suggs? I don't know. I didn't keep up with that shit. They're going to be pretty good. Not better than the ones on the list, but they got some talent. And then you got backcourts like the Clippers, and even though Kawhi won't be there, you can slot Paul George there and say he's the third guy. The second guy. He's the 2. And you got Jackson, who they just made that run in the playoffs with. I'm not gonna put them on the list either. So I'm gonna go ahead and just spoil it and give y'all top 5 backcourts. I'm not gonna put them in order, but these are the ones I think are just better, undoubtedly. Golden State, the Splash Brothers. I don't think you guys are gonna question it. Phoenix backcourt. I don't think you guys are going to question it. Brooklyn. I don't think you're going to question it. Portland. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I don't like that backcourt. But I'm giving them their respect. This is the one y'all not going to like from me. Washington. I like their backcourt. In fact, I like their team. And even more so, I might say I'm going to be a fan of them this year because I like the moves they got. You guys may not value KCP, Trez, or Kuzma. I think those are godly pickups for them. In fact, they already got a starting 5. What they did is they went and got a bench that could go put up buckets. Kuzma could go get you 15 or 30. Trez basically is a 6th man of the year every year for like 17 points. KCP can go get you 15. Sometimes he can pop off for 20. They're solid. Advija, Rui, Beal, Spencer, and then they'll have Thomas Bryant back. Washington is going to be like right there in the playoffs. If not, like, they're going to surprise people. And you heard it here first. I am high on that team. And I would take their backcourt over the Bulls. You guys can disagree with me on this. Look, I don't care what your argument is. I don't disagree with it. I like them. This is a personal opinion. I truly like that backcourt. They're top 5. Now, we can make some arguments about. We can split hairs on other backcourts. I can make an argument for the Lakers. I can make arguments for Atlanta, depending on who you want to cycle in as the 2 guard. I forgot to mention this one. This one is actually above Washington. Miami. It depends on which variation you want to do. Lowry's going to be there no matter what. Do you want to put Jimmy there? Do you want to put Victor there? Do you want to put Tyler Hero there? Tyler Hero, I think, drags them down a little bit. A healthy version of either of the other two, look, best defensive backcourt in the league by far, no question. And could give you points. And will have leadership, and they can be versatile back there. Matter of fact, you can take out Kyle Lowry, put Vic at point, and put Jimmy Butler at the 2. Completely versatile. That the options they have there will still have them in the top, period. So they might be the best backcourt in the league when it's all said and done. Yes, even above the Splash Brothers, but we got to keep in mind Clay's coming off injuries, yada, yada, yada. I don't have to talk about some of Brooklyn. James Harden and Kyrie make sense. Okay, can we all agree? So, at that point, and like I said, some people will take the Jazz's backcourt. Depending on how you slice it, I value Ben Simmons a lot more than others. I still think Philly has a formidable backcourt. I'm not sure who else is back there with Drew in Milwaukee. Y'all have to forgive me. Their backcourt could very well be up there, depending on who the other guy is. I just don't remember. And I didn't watch enough of Charlotte to know who is going. Well, Terry Rozier and LaMelo should be the starters. That being said, they're going to be up there. This video is 8 minutes in. I've given you 10 backcourts just off rip. That's a third of the teams in the league. And a lot of people, there's backcourts I didn't mention, like Minnesota with D'Angelo Russell and Edwards, and Cleveland with Garland and Sexton. I'm not saying they're better than the Bulls backcourt, but what I'm saying is you're not going to, like, most of the time, if you get a matchup, the backcourt is going to be where the action is. And like I said, I can make an argument for the Fox and Buddy Hield in Sacramento. I can make an argument for Russell Westbrook and whoever the fuck else they want to put there, because Russ is just good alone by himself. But depending on who they put there, I can make THT, Monk. You know, they got some other guys. And then you got the Clippers and stuff. Like, look, there's so many good backcourts in the league this year. Too many. That's my Google Home. I don't know why you did that. The point I'm making, or the whole point of this video, I wanted to kind of give you guys some of the backcourts and then kind of try to break it down. There's too many good backcourts this year. They're going to have to fight. Just because they got Lonzo and they got Levine, don't make the Bulls backcourt like instantly like contenders. I gave you at least, really I gave you 6. that I think are on paper undoubtedly better. There's other backcourts that I don't care for personally, but they're still there. And then there's ones like Charlotte where they have like a very good backcourt and you can kind of split hairs on, you know, capability. Like if I talked about Charlotte versus Bulls, Zach LaVine is probably going to be considered the overall best player than LaMelo. And then most people will probably take Terry Rozier before they take Lonzo. I might rate that a little differently. I might take LaMelo number one, Zach and Zoe 2 and 3, and Terry Rozier number 4, personally. But you can see how we can split hairs with this. Some of the other backcourts have experience, and so I'm giving them that. But some of them just are natural fits and just play well together, like Miami and the Splash Brothers. And Splash Brothers kind of fit in both. I'm giving them the respect until I see otherwise. Portland, I don't care for it, but I'm giving them their respect. The point is, some of you guys I can see in the comment section right now, some of you guys might say, you know what, I agree with your take on Washington. And you might say, I'll throw you a bone and say, okay, we'll take those that you got. And you might say, I'll take Charlotte over the Bulls backcourt. And so that's like 7, 8, that's like 8 teams, right? And maybe, because I know I'm probably going to miss, okay, let's say the Jazz. Some people might say the Jazz backcourt is better, fine. You might, if you want to include Kawhi, even though he's hurt back there, or Paul George, you might say, okay, that makes that, they got a better backcourt, that's 10. You might say, okay, the Bulls are right in the middle of the pack. If the Bulls are in the middle of the pack, that 10 to 15 range, they got a long way to go. Because some of those other backcourts ain't playing no fucking games. They ain't playing no fucking games. And Atlanta, you got to add them. See, I can keep doing this with teams, right? The Pacers backcourt, Dallas's backcourt. I keep doing this, okay? And here's the thing. A lot of you might say, okay, or let me say it this way. I will say this. The best player, depending on who that is, like Luka's going to be paired with Tim Hardaway Jr. He's going to carry the bulk of it, but Tim ain't no scrub. And so Luka is what you might say, I would take Luka over Zach and Zoe together. If that's the case, that's fine. I have no argument. You may put Luka ahead of, say, some of these other teams like that. That's fine. But I wanted to have this conversation because I want to frame this for you guys. I would probably put the Bulls somewhere in like 8, maybe 9. But you can make an argument for them to be like 14 or 15. The reason I'm saying this is they got a lot of work to do this season to prove otherwise. If we start talking about some of those front courts on those other teams, I don't know. I don't know that some of those other teams' front courts are as good as the Bulls, which will give them value. But I think the potential Alonzo and Zach will give them an edge. You could have games where both of those guys are going off, and you got Zach giving 40, and Lonzo might have 15, 16 assists and like 14 points. And it's like, okay, Zoe don't have to score as much because he got it, but Zoe is creating enough plays in this bitch to where it's like supplementing the scoring. You see what I'm saying? Like there's other things to look at it like. But if I'm actually truly ranking these backcourts, bro, top 3 backcourts is Brooklyn, Splash Brothers, Miami, and then if you want to say Phoenix, I got no issue. That's top 4. If you want to change the order, that's fine. But to be top four. Look at the squads. And Miami again, they can run. They don't have to run. They're not stuck running like two guys. Vic healthy, Kyle Lowry healthy, and Jimmy Butler healthy. They can rotate them in kind of any way. I wouldn't put Kyle at two, but you could put Victor at the one or the two. Hell, they ran Jimmy Butler at the one. You could do that too. I wouldn't. But Kyle Lowry, Jimmy, Kyle Lowry, Vic. Look, it's hard. Defensively, probably best backcourt in the league. And at this point, even if you're telling me all I got is Jimmy and Kyle, I'll take them against any other backcourt in the league for the most part. Even against the Splash Brothers. I'm not saying the Splash Brothers won't be better, but I think the damage on Clay has to be seen. But I'm still giving them respect because the last we saw them, they're championship level. And so, Brooklyn is right there. Splash Brothers, right there. Miami. I think that's like a three-way tie. And then you get Phoenix. Bulls, we got work to do. It's better than saying, okay, Satoransky and Levine. Because that wouldn't even be probably top. Ooh, that might not be top 20. Shit. Thinking about some of the squads they got this year. Lonzo and Bled were like probably not even, they were probably like in the bottom, half of the league. Lonzo and Zach helps a lot. Helps a lot. And I know I didn't mention Memphis and a couple other teams. That's okay. The whole point of me having this conversation is I want you guys to understand, as much as I like that backcourt, they damn sure ain't the best. And I can make an argument, like in the East alone, Miami, Brooklyn, Atlanta. And I could even make an argument potentially for the Pacers and Charlotte. I could argue they're not even top 6 or 7 in the East. If I really wanted to go there. If I want to be an asshole. And I didn't even mention Washington. Look, they might not even be top 8. Just saying. Just saying. Bulls gonna have to show it. Hear me out though. I'm not saying this stuff is stagnant. This is just going into the season. I think if we were gonna place value, like okay, if there was like y'all remember playing NBA Jam back in the day, and it was like it was 2-on-2. We're doing NBA Jam to build a roster, and you get to pick from the backcourts in the league. I don't think off of the top 4 I gave you, essentially, which is Brooklyn, Golden State, Miami, and Phoenix. I don't think I'm wrong by saying those will probably be the first ones off the board, and then you also probably got Portland and some other, and maybe, we can split hairs with that, okay? Some people might say, I'll take Dallas's backcourt because I get Luka alone. Fine. I don't have an issue with that. But the point I'm trying to make is, before you get to the Bulls, and they're not bad, there's just clear better. Bulls got work to do. Love the backcourt, but this is only the beginning. They got to play this year. Zach and Zoe, y'all got to come with it. Because it's going to be cutthroat out there. Y'all ain't getting any cakewalks. At least half the teams, if not more, have a stable backcourt. Even something like Cleveland with Darius Garland and Colin Sexton. And if some people might rank Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown high, I don't got an issue with that. I don't. Depends on your take. You guys tell me what you think. But I could say, if I wanted to just like overrate, I could put the Bulls top 7, 8. I can't see them realistically being more than that. But if I really wanted to sit there and come hard on them, I can make them 15, 16, or 17. We'll have to see. They got some work to do. It's some tough squads out there this year. Y'all have a good day. Peace.